chaotic as a way of just putting a disaster, but as a way of lots of people just doing things parallel to each other. How do you think this market is going to be more, again, not from a legal point of view being regulated, but from a practical form?
Okay, so it will be very similar to what happened in the early VCs. So there were like a lot of companies were raising money, especially in Silicon Valley. So like it was very easy, 5 years ago to raise 5, 10, $100 million. Also, referring to the internet bulb, it was even easier. So right now, I think this ICO market is growing very rapidly. It's like no other business I ever seen. So those ICO which were launched 1.5 years ago, they will have to deliver at some point. And there are only few which have a logical sense of being there. So you have 1,200 currencies at the moment, and there are over 300 ICOs. 300, there are different sources because the official 300, upcoming this year 200 more. So imagine how many of those projects will really succeed. So this is one thing. This market will probably self-regulate because investors will learn how to recognize the good ICO, like our colleague showed us a few slides today. So it will be more towards like a stock exchange, I believe, and the quotes, the amounts of money which were raised. For example, in August, one of my friends raised about $53 million. It's not possible now. You need to really have a good track record, good advisory board, a lot of knowledge behind you, and a really disruptive project to raise more than 10 million. And there are companies across the globe which are already established, and we don't talk about those companies who didn't succeed in ICOs. We only talk about the stars. Yeah? And so I think it's going to be like organically, it's going to self-regulate. The good guys, the people who want to change the world, they will succeed. But the numbers, I think, will go lower generally. But you have stars like Overstock, they want to do $500 million ICO. And the other problem is, okay, you can raise $200 million, $300 million, but if you don't have a really point of doing that, okay, any system, any complicated system can cost like $20 million, $30 million. So what you're gonna do with 200, 250, yeah? You're gonna spend it for marketing? No. So it becomes to be like you cannot compare it to the real life, yeah, real business, because there are, okay, if you create infrastructure, land-based infrastructure, I don't know, fiber, a lot of things which is consuming a lot of capital, or building roads, okay. But then blockchain, because reason to do ICO is actually use blockchain, yeah? And the other thing is that there is something different on the IPO scene. You have to treat the crowd properly. The crowd, so John Smith, who invested $5 into your ICO, can make a lot of mess. So you need to know how to deal with that, with the heat in the internet, and not many companies are aware of that. So I'm also investigating that part.
Very good. I was just wondering if Roger can also try to talk a little bit about usability.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, the reality is